invitation to the WebEx and the events today. And I would like to congratulate the university's efforts to organize this event. It's a great opportunity for people from the industry to meet with people, with students, and we can share our experiences around web technologies. Hopefully today students will get to know some more information about problems and issues and stories they will have to come across when they get their dream jobs. And personally, I'm gonna share some of my stories, and I hope they will help you in your future. I'm also very happy today because I'm back here after 2 years. I graduated in 2014. I graduated as a multimedia web designer, and Paul and Zaid used to be my tutors. So, my name is Alexandros Filos Kaparellos. You can also call me Alex, it's quite easier. So over the last year, I've been working for Acano and Cisco. My job there, so a year ago when I got the job, I was assigned to develop from scratch the next new collaboration client from scratch. And there goes two problems there. First of all was that I was the only developer, web developer in the company, and I had to do everything myself with my supervisor's directions and help. The second problem is that I knew nothing about web apps, and I had only basic knowledge on how to develop JavaScript applications. So initially I didn't get the job. So when I applied, they replied that I didn't have experience for that. They were looking for a web developer or web engineer with 5 years of experience, and they said that I didn't have that. What I've done is that I kept trying, I kept sending emails to them, and I also went through their website and their current client, and I collected loads of feedback, and I mailed this feedback to them, and I was like, if you give me an offer, I'm gonna try and implement all of these ideas, and I'm gonna try to make your product better. So after a period of 2.5 months, they said, okay, you tried so hard and you really want to get this job, so come for an interview. I went there and here I am. So it really worked. Why I shared this story with you? I think that, for example, if you are applying for a job and they're looking for a developer, for example, with 5 years of experience, you don't always have to have 5 years of experience. Sometimes it's more about how much you try, how much you really want to get this job, and how much you love to get challenges. So I suggest you that you try. If you find your dream job, keep trying, keep trying. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Acano now. So what is Acano? Acano is a UK-based startup. When I joined a year ago, we were almost 70 or 80 people, and 3 months ago we were about 146, so it was growing rapidly, I would say. Acano is all about put minds together. It's all about collaboration, and our specialty is the interoperability element. What do I mean by that? Users and people can use different devices like tablets, mobile phones, endpoint devices, even endpoint rooms. I'm gonna show you more. I'm gonna show you a video in a while to understand what this is about. And for example, some of the people can use Link or Skype for Business, some other people can use Chrome, anything, and they will all join together a virtual meeting room with seamless and high quality experience. To give you another example, hundreds or like thousands of people can all join together with audio and video in a virtual meeting room, and that will be stable, will work. Okay. Okay. On 20th of November 2015, Cisco announced its intent to acquire Acano. The deal closed on 1st of February, and Acano is now part of Cisco. If you want to find more information, please, in your own time, click on the link. So, what about Cisco? Cisco is a big multinational and multi-awarded American company. Their headquarters are in San Jose, California, States. They have almost 72,000 of employees in 2015, and it's awarded as one of the best places to work in UK. One of it's in the 100 best companies to work for, top 50 companies for executive women, and so on. So, one of the biggest businesses of Cisco is collaboration. Cisco has reported that they had 51.9% of the share revenue, while Citrix only had 21.8%, and Microsoft with Skype, they only had 12.7% of the market. This is about conferencing, so I'm not talking about Skype, I'm talking about Skype for Business, so this is more related to corporate needs. Now I'm gonna play this video so you can get an idea.
So can you see me now?
Yes, much better.
Okay, so he's interested.
So he'll meet with us.
Yes, but he has to fly from Tokyo to Los Angeles, and he wants to meet on Thursday. So that means we only have
2 days. We have 2 days to put together a proposal and wow this guy. His name is Plex.
Yeah, he's a producer slash DJ, and he's super popular right now in the electronic dance music scene.
And we are not the only entertainment company talking with him. Am I even pronouncing his name right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's Flex.
Let's just get it right on Thursday.
Wednesday? Hey, that's tomorrow. He wants to meet tomorrow?
That just gives us...
one day, I know. Oh, by the way, he won't be in LA. He's coming to New York.
He's coming here.
Yes.
And of all the logos we've shown, this is our recommended one.
Let's see, I think we have about
4 hours left.
decided. This is the logo we go with. Sarah, you got that?
Got it.
Now let's take a look at the videos.
Hello, everyone. He's not coming. Plex is headed to the studio. He wants us to meet him there.
When?
Now.
Hello?
Oh, hi.
Hi, I'm looking for Plex. Plex, hi!
What's up, Carol? It's a pleasure to finally meet you in person.
You too. Wait until you see what we've got to show you.
I just talked to Plex's manager, and he said,
Yes, Plex said yes, he's in.
It's great, wonderful.
And that may have been the easy part. Now we have to schedule a press conference, and Plex, well...
Well, Plex is a bit elusive.
Well, we do the press conference virtually. We use video collaboration.
That's going to have to be 100 or more people in 20 or so countries.
Can we do that?
We're doing it right now.
Are you ready?
Yeah, of course I'm ready.
Where are you?
Me? I'm everywhere.
That was it. So the client that I'm developing is actually the software that these machines are actually running, and they're actually based on a web app, so they're built using web technologies, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So, why did we use web technologies to build these clients? Web apps is a trend, an industry trend. Did you know that Spotify and Facebook Messenger for Windows is actually built using web technologies? They are a web app. Did you know? Okay. I don't know either, so I just learned when I joined. What is a web app? So, web app is it's a client-server software application where the user interface is built using web technologies. What the developers do in these companies is they also use the Chromium embedded framework. So what they do is they just use HTML, CSS, they build the interface, they use JavaScript to add interactions and talk to the server, and then they wrap the whole website into Kef. Kef is that framework, so you just wrap it in and then it works like a native app. You can download it and install it as any other application, like anything you use. And I want to make some general questions now. What developing should be about? What programming should be about? I always believed that development shouldn't always be about writing complicated code or trying to reinvent the wheel from every time that you're trying to develop something. Sometimes it's about letting yourself think creatively and try to find the most efficient and effective approach for a problem. So, why I say that? What I find out is when I was trying to develop, while I'm developing this client, it was a lot about getting different JavaScript libraries and different tools and make them work together nicely. So sometimes I was like spending a few days trying to solve something, and then the day after I realized that I could just use a JavaScript library that could do the whole work for me, and then I could go straight to the next problem. So something that I suggest you that you should ask yourself when you're developing is, does it worth spending too much time trying to answer questions that other people have answered in the past? Cool. And now I will leave the presentation and I'll go very practical. I'm just gonna show you different JavaScript libraries and tools that you can use in your own time as well. I'm not gonna go very deep. I'm just gonna show basic step-by-step demonstrations, and I'll explain why at the end. First of all, I'm gonna show you the brackets editor. Everything that I'm gonna demonstrate now are all in the presentation. You can find links. You can either I'm gonna give you the code as well, so you can experiment in your own time and start using this on your projects for the university. I know that not all of you here are web designers and developers, but maybe in the future you might use it somewhere. Cool. So first of all, I'm gonna talk about brackets. So brackets is a lightweight and modern text editor. Is developed by Adobe. You use Adobe, you use Photoshop, don't you? And Illustrator, maybe. So yeah, I don't believe it's the best editor out there, but the reason that I'm demonstrating this one today is because it's a web app. It's actually developed using web technologies and is wrapped into a Kef framework. And it looks like native, isn't it?
Are you saying the actual program is?
Yes.
Ah.
the actual program. This one is a web app. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through 4 extensions. If you click File, Extension Manager, there is a very big extension list here. You can search for something and install it. I'm gonna demonstrate only 4 of them now. One of them is called CSS Color Preview. What you can do with it is when you type in a background color, for example F3, 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 wait, F3, then you should be, oops, yeah. So when you do that, you should get a preview of the color over there, and also when you hover, you get another preview. So that will actually help you preview what you are doing. Another useful thing is the Inline Units Conversation tool. So you just, once you install this plugin, you just hit Command E, and you get the option to convert units from, for example, pixels to EM. Lorem is another one. What you can do with that is just type lorem, and type, hit tab, and you get some lorem text. And then when you finish with your code, you can select it all, click beautify, and it will beautify your code for you. And hit save. Cool. One of the questions I come across when I'm developing is, what tools should I use to produce a similar website or a similar application with something that I'm observing? And I think that people really need a starting point. They need to know where to start, what to look at, what they should try to investigate, learn, and use. So a very nice plugin to help you with that is Webalizer. So you can download it from here, and you can also navigate through this website, and you can find what sort of applications and technologies are trending. So you can read through them and add them to your projects. And how that works, if I open Chrome and go to National Geographic, so you just click on that and you get all the technologies that the website uses. I'm going to try it on the BBC. Yeah, it works here. So if I click it, it just tells me this website uses React, Require.js, and so on. So you can then research and add them to your portfolio. So another thing is, when you're developing a website or a web app, and you want to support multiple devices and platforms, one of the issues is that the graphics, it will be difficult for you to support all of the different devices and screens, and you might get blurred graphics or inconsistencies. So I'm gonna show you a bad example. BBC is a bad example. If I zoom in like that, the BBC logo, well, maybe you can't really observe it here, but the BBC logo becomes blurred. If it was a very, very big screen, you would see that it's blurred. And you don't want that. You want your graphics to be always smooth and nice. So the solution to that is Svg Graphics. That stands for Scalable Vector Graphics, which is an XML-based vector format, and it was actually released on 1999, but it became more relevant over the last years, as now we get more devices, more screens. Apple and Samsung for example, they release new products, and every time you get a new pixel density or new resolutions. So now I'm gonna show you how easy it is for you to really use Svg Graphics in your projects. So here I have a logo I designed with Illustrator, and instead of going to File and Export, you just need to go to Save As and select Svg. That's it. Click Save. Yes, and the right options are these, Svg 1.1. You can either click on this icon and get a preview, and I'll click OK. Then, in order to embed this on your website, nice. So the only thing that you need to do after to embed it on your website is create an element, a div for example, and then in your CSS you can use it as a background image, normally as you would use a PNG file or anything else. An important thing is to set the background size to be same as the width and height. This is for IE, okay? Because IE does crazy things, don't do that. And I'm gonna show you what's the results. You have a logo, and then you can scale up to, doesn't matter how much, and it will always look nice and clear. So you don't have to worry about your graphics anymore. Sort of. You can do that for everything. You can, like, I'm gonna show you Netflix. So it's not only about logos, it's other graphics. So if I zoom like that, it's still clear, and the icons are clear. They are using this method. Then one of the difficulties I had, it was to support animation on different platforms. That was very, very challenging. And I found that the short answer is Twinmax. Actually, I learned Twinmax from Zaid a few years ago, 4 years ago, and I still believe it's one of the best animation plugins. So if we go to Twinmax, here you can find the script. So what I have here is an interface like Filos with some applications, and what I want to do here is to add a nice animation really, really fast. So what I will do is I will I'm sorry, where am I? So many windows. Alright, so I'll go to Twinmax and scroll down to staggered animations. I'll get the JavaScript from here, and if I go to brackets and paste this on my script, the first parameter is the class of each of the icons. So this is up. I want this to be 1.25 seconds, and what I want to do is to change the alpha to 1. Maybe I'll make this opacity. Okay. And scale will be 1.25. That's 1.5. And then I just need to set the initial property of the opacity to be 0. So it will animate from 0 to 1. And if I test this, we get this nice effect. So I did it in 2 minutes maybe. but you can really impress somebody with animations. There is another even faster way to add animations on your websites, and that's Animate CSS. So, Animate CSS, you can find animations from here. You can test them. One of them. So, I'll use Filos for maybe. So, like loading. Or I'm gonna try other things. So how can you add this on your website? Open with brackets. Nice. So the only thing you need to do is to embed the Animate CSS file, and then just add the type of the animation and the word animated. Run it, and wrong password. So yeah. Now you're gonna think I'm crazy. I'm gonna talk about Internet Explorer. Do you like Internet Explorer? Good. No bad. So when I was a student here, I used to hate Internet Explorer. I thought it was like just horrible because it never supports your code, never renders your code properly. And so I remember asking Zaid, can I just support Chrome please, and let's forget about Internet Explorer. And sometimes he was like, you should try to support Internet Explorer. So right now I believe you should accept the challenge of Internet Explorer. To be honest, if you learn how to develop cross-browser ready code, it will work on Internet Explorer 9 with no too much extra effort. Maybe it doesn't support some features, but UI-wise, it should run your code. And I think because trying to support Internet Explorer 9 and any other version is quite challenging, it's good for you to take this challenge, because the more challenges you take and you try to achieve to you manage to solve, then the more experience you earn, and the more experience you hold, then the more likely is for your potential business partner or employer is to trust you and give you a job. So I'm gonna share with you 2 of your friends that will help you go through this challenge. But even if you don't like Internet Explorer and you will never ever try to support it, you should still go and test these helpers, as they will help you generally to rapidly fix compatibility issues in a few seconds. So one of them is, I'm gonna browse cssreset.com. And as we did for Animate CSS, that's very similar. We only need to download the file. I personally prefer normalized CSS. You just download this file and then you embed it into your code, and that will, in a few seconds, fix most of the problems you're gonna face, consistency problems you're gonna face when you render your website on Internet Explorer. One of the common issues is, I'm gonna show you this example. So let's say I have an anchor tag, and inside I have an image. If you run that on Internet Explorer, you will get some glue border around the picture, and you'll be like, why? I don't want that to be there. So if you just add normalized CSS, in this example, I'm just faking the border to show you, because I don't have an Internet Explorer on my machine. Then you just add this file, run it again, fixed, it will work, and it will look nice without borders. The second thing you could use is caniuse.com. So, let's say you wanted to support Svg Graphics. You type Svg and you get to know how many browsers will support it. Just have a look through that. Svg will also has filters. Filters are supported, but if you want to use Svg fonts, you will find out it's not supported, so you shouldn't go for that. Now this is a little bit more technical. I'm gonna talk about a JavaScript library that has a lot, a whole mess of useful helpers that you can use when you're developing with JavaScript. Yeah, nice. So our scenario here is that we have a view where, let's say that is a video call right now, and you have the participants' avatars here, and what you want to do is when you resize the window like that, you don't want them to overflow like this, you just want to display as many as they will look nice on the page. So depending on the window width, you display as many avatars are good enough. So how would I solve this one? I want first of all to listen on resize events on the window. So how can I do that? I don't know. I'm gonna go to Google and type JavaScript on window resize. I'll get some results. I can see that there are multiple ways to fix that. I'm gonna go for the first one, and you can read through that. And here, if you go further down, there is an example. I'm just gonna copy that, add it to my code. Don't worry about the update interface. I just want to show you something more basic. So I'll just add that. And now I have an event listener. Every time that the window resizes, I'm gonna call this function. What happens? Yeah, see? The number is updating, and we only saw the right number of avatars. So a very common thing when you're developing web apps, one of the things that you will find out is now we only have one element in the screen, or one basic element, which is the avatars. But what if you had multiple things that need to update when events happen? One of the problems you're gonna face is, especially like if you run this on a mobile device that has limited resources, your website will be very slow, your web app will get laggy, and you will click a button and you will have to wait like 5 seconds until you get to the next page. So here where _JS comes. So there is a helper called throttle. If you copy that, well, what I will do is I'm not gonna copy all of it, just that. Okay. So what you can do now, I have embedded the underscore here on the top of my file. So what I can do is to say on window resize, throttle this method every 500 milliseconds. and then I'll click save. So now when I resize the window, can you see that it updates every half second and it's not really fast now? But this is not a problem now because there is a lot less calculation, so you make sure that this will run on a mobile device and will be smooth and nice. Another command you could use is like once, like this. And then if you try that, it means only call this method once. So it will update and then never updates again. So if you go through _JS documentation, you're going to find hundreds of different methods to use, and will definitely help you to be faster. The last thing, I'm not gonna go any more technical now. I'll just go through this with you together. Is paper.js. Nice one. So it's actually JavaScript library that helps you draw vertical graphics. What did I say? Sorry. Vector graphics. And the good with this website is if you click source, you get the code, and then you can change it and make it fit what you're trying to achieve. If we go to examples, you can do some really nice effects with it. One I like is this one. So good. So again, in your own free time, you can just go through this and find some really prototype ideas. And if you have ideas like this, this is the library you should use. So I'm gonna go back to the presentation now. So everything I talked about, it's all in the presentation, as I said. So you will find the links, you will find information, the extensions are there, you can install them in your own time and use them in your projects. And to close this, today I tried to be practical and focus on trying to show you how easily you can use JavaScript libraries out there and to produce some really nice results. Generally, I believe that it's really good if more and more developers start using current solutions that answer past questions. So now we have more time to answer new questions and help the web technologies evolve faster. So thank you very much, and I'm happy to listen to your questions.
I understand that we do need to try and use solutions to answer certain questions, but you know, considering that say you use 2 or 3 different libraries to do very small tasks,
Yes.
do you not think that you maybe get some unnecessary overhead on the web app? Yeah.
True.
Is that, so how do you deal with that on a production level?
So, for example, if you are using Animate Css to add some animations, you can only export the part you are going to use, so you don't need all of it. If that goes to Inmax, then yes, it's like 60 kilobytes. But again, when you are building a web application, you are expecting to have multiple scripts and multiple files, and because this will all be loaded once, it's not a big deal, I would say. And especially when you use Kef, everything is embedded into your executable, so it's all there. you don't have to wait, and it's not a big deal for memory. So I found like the client I'm developing, when we run it through Kef, it's not more than 50 megabytes on the RAM, so it's alright, I guess.
Not so much on the, like when someone's got a throttled internet connection maybe, but yeah, in your context definitely, yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are some tools out there that you can use, and once you have finished, they will go through your code, and if they find methods or CSS or things that you don't use, they will take them out for you. So there are always solutions.
Cool.